Hi, or привет, if you will. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. So, you probably already know that Ukraine withdrew from the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. And I know I'm late with this video, but if you have been living under a rock or just don't understand the situation, I'm here to help you. I'm here to explain it all. I hope that all the things I say are correct. If I do make a mistake or forget something important, please tell me in the comments down below so I still know and the people watching this video know. But without further ado, let's get into it because this is probably going to be a long video. So, to understand this complete story, we have to start at the beginning. So, since 2016, Ukraine has been using the show Vidbir as their national selection for their Eurovision entry, and the first year they chose to do this in 2016 they sent the winning entry 1944 by Jamala, so of course they kept this format, which I understand. Of course you wouldn't change a formula with which you won, so since then it hasn't been changed. They still chose their Eurovision representative with that show. In 2016, the second time they used Vidbir as the national selection, an artist called Tayana entered the competition with the song I Love You. And became a fan favorite but didn't win. In 2018 she entered again, this time with a Ukrainian song called Lilia. And became a runner-up again, so she yet again didn't win. When I read that Tayana was going to participate in Vidbir again this year, I was very excited because she is, if not the one of my favorite artists ever. I mean, look at my Spotify stats. Last year in 2018 I've been listening to her music for 67 hours in total, so that probably tells you something. But anyway, I was really excited to see her again at Vidbir. But then, on the 22nd of January, Tayana posted a picture on Instagram below which she explained that she was going to withdraw from Vidbir. She said, and I quote, "I will not participate in a national selection this year. I believe it will be better for everyone. Sometimes the universe does not give you something not because you don't deserve it, but because you deserve something else." Which kind of made me sad because I really like Tayana, I like her music, and I really wanted to see her at Vidbir and win. But well, this was her decision and I support her in that decision. Later she released her entry for Vidbir anyway, called Ochi, which I also like. So now that there was an open spot in the national final, that spot had to be filled. So, 2 hours after Tayana posted her withdrawal announcement, the Twitter account of the Ukrainian delegation posted that Maruv would be replacing Tayana at Vidbir, and later posted that Maruv would enter the competition with the song For You, which instantly became a big favorite to win the competition, and also became one of my favorites. Later though, it was announced that Maruv was going to enter the competition with another song, Siren Song, which was a big fan favorite as well, and it was also a big favorite of mine, so I didn't really have anything to complain. I still wanted her to win. On the 9th of February, the first semi-final of Vidbir took place, and Maruv participated in this semi-final.
Bang.
Which she also won. She qualified together with 2 other acts. I personally really liked her performance because I love choreography and she had lots of choreography. Jamala also really seemed to like it a lot during the performance. But later, during the critiques, she said that she thought it was a bit too provocative for Eurovision.
Зробити, менш провокацію. Інтелігентну і менш провокаційну.
We've seen more provocative stuff and you seem to enjoy it, so I didn't really see the point. But anyway, she qualified, she won the semi-final, so Maruv changed the act for the final of the Vidbir competition. But she still stayed true to her style, and the choreography and the performance still fit the song, and I think I may even prefer the final performance of the song over the semi-final performance, which I both really like. And the fandom loved the performance too. The fandom still wanted Maruv to win the competition. But then Twitter blew up because Jamala asked Maruv a question which was very uncomfortable.
Hi Anya, hi Maruv, welcome to Tel Aviv. So, I have very uncomfortable question to you. Crimea is Ukraine?
Ukraine, of course.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you heard that right. And Twitter went crazy, like the fandom went crazy, everyone was angry about what Jamala asked because it was honestly really inappropriate to ask that. So we all know that Jamala won the Eurovision Song Contest in 2016 with the song 1944, which was a song about the deportation of the Crimean Tatars. So I get that Jamala is from Crimea and that this story and this issue around Crimea hits close to her home and is a very important topic for her, but I still don't think that it is appropriate to randomly ask a question like this, which has nothing to do with the performance of Maruv. It is not okay to ask an artist competing in a competition which is about music and just throw a political loaded question in there, because you're forcing politics into it. And you're also putting Maruv on the spot. Obviously she couldn't give another answer than the answer she gave, because that was actually the only acceptable answer to give when you look at the situation. And it also really made her really uncomfortable. I mean, look at her. I just don't get why Jamala asked this question, because during Eurovision no one would ask a question like this. Like, look at 2016 when Le Petit Journal asked a very inappropriate question to the Armenian and Azerbaijani representative. They got a lot of backlash, and I don't think any other journalists will try to ask a question like this, because they will also get backlash if they do so. Try to compare it to the national final of the UK. If a judge would be like, well, nice performance, but did you vote for or against Brexit? That would just be really inappropriate and not relevant at all. A question like that about Brexit isn't even as a loaded question about the situation in Crimea, so it's not the best comparison, but you get what I mean, right? Really, Jamala should just listen to the entry of Denmark this year.
Don't get too political.
But anyway, Maruv won the competition in the end, especially thanks to the televotes. But even before the votes were announced, the host Serhei Pritula said that the winner of Vidbir wouldn't necessarily be the representative at Eurovision. Which brings me to the next topic. So, Maruv won Vidbir, won the national final. She is the Ukrainian representative. That is what you think, right? Well, no. The Twitter account of the Ukrainian delegation posted that the official announcement of the representative of Ukraine will be held after the signing of the contract by the performer. So that means that the artist who signs the contract will be the representative of Ukraine at Eurovision. A day later, Maruv posted on Facebook that she has had the most emotional 24 hours of her life. She wrote about how she had to sign a contract and how she only wanted to represent Ukraine, even though she had been asked by 3 other countries to represent them. She also said that she has not been in Crimea since 2014 and did not violate the Ukrainian law. And then she told everything that's demanded from her in the contract. For example, if she would sign a contract, she would be prohibited from talking to journalists without approval from NTU, which violates the right of freedom of speech. She would also have to cancel her concerts in Russia, and she could theoretically be forced to do anything, like, for example, perform at a minister's birthday party. She also stated that she would get nothing from NTU. She wouldn't get financial support, she would have to take care of her own visa, they wouldn't organize international support. So, of course, she felt pressure. Anyone would, which she also said. She felt pressure. She said that she saw obvious attempts to make her refuse to perform at Eurovision. When she posted this, people online went wild. Almost everyone thought that this was an inhumane contract, that it was not okay to ask something like this in a contract. So of course the Ukrainian delegation got a lot of backlash and got a lot of messages saying that they shouldn't mix politics into this contest. And I saw one respond on Instagram saying that this was not about politics, that it was just a standard contract. If this is a standard contract, then I can imagine what a non-standard contract is. So one day later, and surprisingly, Maruv posted yet another post on Instagram in which she said that in her meeting to come to an agreement didn't work out the way they wanted it to work out. She said that the meeting lasted about 7 hours and that they didn't come to an agreement. She also stated that she's a Ukrainian citizen, she pays taxes and she sincerely loves Ukraine, but she is a musician in the end and she doesn't want to be a bet in the political arena. So she decided that she wasn't going to represent Ukraine at Eurovision Song Contest in 2019. I personally think that this is a really brave move of Maruv, and I still support her and her music, and I think we all should. So, now that Ukraine doesn't have a representative at Eurovision, who will represent Ukraine? What will they do next? Vidbir, runner-up Freedom Jazz, posted on Instagram that they refused to take part at the Eurovision Song Contest instead of Maruv, as well did the third place of Vidbir Kazka, both stating that they wanted to make music for their fans and wanted to unite people using music. Vidbir participants Brunettes Shoot Blondes also posted a post on Instagram in which they said that if they were to be asked to represent Ukraine, they would decline. And I get that all of these artists refuse to go to Eurovision after all this drama, because if they would go, they would get a lot of undeserved hate, and it just doesn't seem appealing anymore. After all this drama, you just don't want to go anymore, I think. Later, Verka Serduchka, the representative of Ukraine in 2007, even made a comment that if Ukraine really needs her, she would go to Eurovision, but I kind of think that was just a joke, because she isn't the representative of Ukraine, and I honestly don't really see it happening. On the 27th of February, the Twitter account of the Ukrainian delegation posted that Ukraine officially would not be participating at Eurovision 2019. And later they posted that if Russia were to win Eurovision 2019, Ukraine would not participate in 2020 either, which honestly I think goes without saying, but this is just confirmation, I think. So this was quite the Eurovision drama this year. I think in the long run Maruv won this situation because she got a lot of publicity around the world, a lot of support, and I honestly haven't seen any hate towards Maruv. I think it's a shame that we won't get to see Maruv at Eurovision this year because I love the performance. She was my number one until Ukraine withdrew, and honestly it would have been amazing to see an act like this at the Eurovision stage. I think it would have been one of the most iconic Eurovision entries ever. But Maruv made the decision which was the best for her, and I support her all the way in that. I think it's important for Ukraine to rethink how they're going to choose a Eurovision entry next time. I think you could just better choose for an internal selection instead of a national selection, so you don't get all of this drama. So this was my video about why Ukraine has withdrawn from the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. I hope I didn't make too many mistakes. If I did, please let me know in the comment down below so we can all learn from this mistake I made. And if I missed something, please let me know that too. So about my upcoming videos, I don't know just yet how I'm going to do reviews, if I'm going to do reviews, if I'm going to post anything. I want to, of course, but I also want to graduate. So of course you will hear from me in the future. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope I will see you later. Bye!